What's up, everybody? In today's video, we're going to be talking about my experience playing the Black Cat on the playtest. Lots of things went into this playtest, except gameplay. So I did get to play the nodes, but it was only available to me for one day, after which it was taken down because they were fixing some things and it wasn't able to go back up in time. So first things first, this will not be the train wreck that the Nova trial was. The packs were working. They made the packs a lot easier. One of the packs was broken. It was kind of healing us and healing the enemy, double-edged sword there. So maybe that skewed my experience, which I'm going to obviously detail out. And the nodes we faced were not the nodes that are going to go live. For the most part, they are, except there's like a couple key character changes, which we're going to talk about. Also, when I'm in this video, I'm talking about every single trial equipped. I equipped 100% of the trials on difficulty 10. A couple things to note. I'm going to be doing a guide for new players. I have my hands on a very small baby count we've been working on. And we'll be doing our guides per section, of course. And after this video is live, 3 hours, the trial will be started. So you come hang out on Twitch, and we'll do all that together. Without further ado, let's get into the video. After a quick word from our sponsors, Amazon Coins. I want to give a huge thanks to the sponsors of today's video, Amazon Coins. Amazon Coins is by far the best resource to save money on your in-app purchases for many mobile games. Most notably are Marvel Strike Force. Save between 3 and 10% based on your coin package. If I had known about these savings before I started getting invested in Marvel Strike Force, I would have saved so much money. Where's my boat? If you're the type of player that gets new characters, like the amazing Secret Defender team, who is going to be a powerhouse in the arena, but also breaks up and steroids up so many teams in other modes in the game. From Photon bringing the A-Force up to the Apex War offense level, tackling Gamma, Robbie Reyes following all sorts of bleed comps like the Undying Dark Hunters, Kamala Khan and Black Cat going around as a power couple, or Doctor Strange existing. Yeah. Also, resource packs to bring up your Secret Defenders and make them the powerhouse they deserve to be. It's really easy. Here's all you need to do. Use the link in the description below, download the Amazon App Store for free, download the game for free, open the game, get your coins, and use them on your in-app purchases. When you do get your coins, make sure you use my link or this QR code right here. It greatly helps the channel, and I appreciate it very much. Now let's get back to today's video. What's up, everybody? In today's video, we're going to talk about my experience on the playtest for the Black Cat trial. But with that said, some things changed. We did find a bugged pack that we sent to them, and they were trying to figure it out, and they just couldn't figure it out in time, so it got scrapped. And that's why playtest is important. And we're not going to have a Nova trial redo. Everything else is working except for this one pack. And to compensate for that, they did implement 2 new packs, 2 health packs, 20%, 30%. And that's going to help distinguish the leaderboards, especially at the top end. Probably not the bottom end, but at the top end, which is good because this trial was very interesting. So I just want to go through the actual teams first, and then we'll go talk about the actual trial itself. So for the teams, like, it's no surprise, Sinister Six, absolute garbage compared to the Nowhere team. Doc Ock didn't have a place. Swarm didn't have a place. They just didn't have a place in the competitive scene. Though I would argue that you could easily get the unlock for him if you have your Sinister Six built up pretty high, and then you do just go for the unlock. I don't know why you would do that, though. Like, why would you gear tier 15, gear tier 16 your Sinister Six members when you could gear tier 13 your Nowhere members and get catastrophically better results? So it's just a really weird take to go Sinister Six over anybody from the Nowhere team. The next section was the Mystic Villain section. Not very difficult, actually. The second node with the Quicksilver, I went in with the Burn team with Loki, Sylvie. I waited until the Mind Controls killed the Quicksilver. And then I followed it up with my regular team, which was the Darkhold members with Doom and Dorm. And that got through very healthy, and because of the pact, and all the data mine packs were correct, because of the pact where we were able to get energy every time we dropped below 50% health, and then Doom and Morgan were healing themselves, it was actually quite easy to have their cooldowns up from node to node. I was surprised by this one. I thought the secret to the Black Cat trial was going to be getting through those 4 nodes using those 2 characters back to back. Didn't turn out to be that big of an issue. Then we have the Global Controller. This one was actually quite difficult, but we had so many options that I almost expected it to be. The first node, let me just tell you what my team was. My team was Morgan Doom, Omega Red Taskmaster, they both get speed bar on spawn. And then I kind of bounced between Emma and Black Widow. Black Widow gave more value with her speed up, I found. Because I've actually built Black Widow up for the infestation, whereas Emma is just a standing passive. She's been gear tier 15 forever for me. Maybe that helped Black Widow. But yeah, really, really easy. The second node, which had the Hulks on it, that node was drastically changed. So that node dropped in with Brawn, Red Hulk, and OG Hulk. OG Hulk was removed in lieu of She-Hulk. I have not got to test it with that change. There's also some other changes. There was a Jane Foster one node who got taken off just completely, so one less character on that node. There was a Cersei, got switched into Emma. Icarus and Cersei didn't drop in at the same time, so Cersei didn't really do much. You were able to kill the Icarus before the Cersei dropped, or you were able to kill the Cersei before the Icarus dropped. I forget which order it came in. But Emma, if she was the only Emma on that node, will change things. It might make that particular node more difficult. But for the Hulk node, which was, in my opinion, kind of the gate of the trial, taking that Green Hulk off is going to drastically make it easier. This is a double-edged sword. This is going to make the leaderboards more compact and more efficiency-based. Hopefully the health percentage packs are going to help differentiate people. Yeah, so without the Green Hulk, there's no safeguard or immunity to the Red Hulk on spawn. So as long as your characters are going in with loaded speed bar, you can get an ability block on that Red Hulk, you can get a stun on that Red Hulk, whatever the case may be, right? A blind on the Red Hulk, something like that. But since it's She-Hulk over Green Hulk, after you do 5 attacks, so say you do the Doom attack, Doom is going to hit 3 times, it's 3 charges for She-Hulk, and then your Morgan's going to hit 3 times, but on the second to last hit, She-Hulk's going to throw it back at you. This might actually make the node more difficult if She-Hulk doesn't die in between that. So maybe we're going to have to finesse this node more, where we get a controlling effect on the Red Hulk, kill the She-Hulk, Brawn is going to put immunity back on the Red Hulk with no safeguards, then we have to control him for a second turn to get him killed. I don't exactly know how this is going to play out. In my head, maybe you're still going to be able to just completely nuke the Red Hulk with percentile damage, either from Omega Red or from Morgan Le Fay. But we'll have to wait and see. There's also a world where if you bring Black Widow in, you stun She-Hulk before she gets a turn, then Doom does his ultimate, and then it's just the same way it was before, except now the Red Hulk is completely vulnerable with no immunity. So I'm interested to see how that second global controller node will play out. But this section was the most difficult mechanically. But you were able to get through it. We had some good burn attacks. I went in there with the Brotherhood members, Moonstone, Mystique, and I believe Phoenix. And I was able to kill everybody up until one more unit drops before the Red Hulk wave drops in. So then I loaded in, killed the one unit, which was one shot away, and then my Doom immediately went for the ride, took Morgan, killed the Red Hulk, went on, and the Shield members, Kestrel at the end, they're not easy, but they're not Gamma, obviously, right? So I'll be interested to see how this second controller node actually pans out. And then there was the Brawler section. First node in the Brawler section, very easy. Second node, very tough. I also found that I couldn't really prep Deathpool in time for her to have her one-shot ultimate, even trying to prep her on the first node, which we could talk about the first node. I didn't have time to do that, so she never got to do her one-shot ultimate, ever. Quicksilver, Red Hulk were clearly MVPs. Val was bringing everybody back, so she was the mega MVP. I imagine if you have Super Skrull, this section is just a non-factor for you. But if you don't have Super Skrull, and you don't have a really big Quicksilver, I think this is going to be the hardest section by far for you guys. Luckily, I'm going to have access to a baby account, like a baby account, and I'm going to just try and get the unlock with very, very small teams, and we'll showcase that. So yeah, we're gonna do that. I used a Weapon X team with the Undying members on the second node to kill Peggy Carter, because the data mine on the node composition was also spot on. They really got to fix those data mines if they don't want that to be a thing. But yeah, so the Brawler node was arguably the toughest power check, while the global controller was the most difficult mechanical check. And of course, we're going to tackle all of that and more when the tryout actually happens later today. You can catch it on Twitch, but let's actually go in now and let's look at, well, if I can still access it, let's look at just the kind of score I put up, because there's an interesting story that goes with this. All right, so unfortunately, I can't actually get into the trial and show you everything because they ended it basically after the first day. So we had one day on the playtest. I didn't record anything because I was just kind of doing a run through, and the results were interesting. I put up 3 million points. I did difficulty 10, 9 nodes, and that is going to be the top 50% to me. And difficulty 9, 9 nodes, is going to be the top 500 for me. That's the way I see it. It wasn't a very difficult trial. And I think the changes they've made are going to make it easier. And so I think it's very important they added those health ones. The 2% and the 20% and the 30%, I think are going to make a big difference on the score. I just hope they didn't attach like a 2 or 5 point modifier to it, because if it's only 2 points for the 20%, then you could literally make up that difference by not having equipped and being more efficient. I guess we'll have to see how that goes. But I'm very excited. Look, it was a very, very fun trial. Super Scroll is definitely a cheat code for it. Quicksilver is definitely a cheat code for it. Big Morgans are going to help you. If you gear tiered 18 Morgan for this, you are happy. You are sitting pretty. She tears through the notes. If you have a gear tier 18 Dorm or Doom, that's going to help you too. I don't have any of those characters gear tier 18. I literally don't have any characters gear tier 18 for this except for Val and Nova. And I was still able to put up 10 mil. Actually, no. On the playtest, they were both gear tier 17 still. And I was able to put up 3 mil. This is going to be a very, very interesting trial. I didn't even test very much, guys. I put in one run on difficulty 9 with everything equipped. I was like, oh, this is easy. Then I went to difficulty 10, and it was like, oh, this is still pretty easy. And I think this is both a good and a bad thing, right? This is good in the sense that maybe it's easy enough that people are going to be able to get the unlock very easily. Because to hit that 450K, I believe it is to unlock, is going to be difficult for some people. Hopefully we'll be able to fix that with our use of the small account. But getting on the ranked awards, the 100K, I think that's going to be very easy, which is good because then it's going to kind of increase the ranked bracket rewards, right? Which is important so people get better rewards than if the community is smaller, we all get worse rewards unless you're in the numerical ranks. But yeah, this was a very fun one. The rewards are exactly what you would think, you know, 7 star, 5 red star. We all see this in game, so this is no surprise. The nodes themselves, like I said, I 2-shot the last global controller node. I 2-shot the last brawler node. Everything else was a 1-shot, and I didn't touch node 10. Node 10, you can, okay, so here's another thing. You can send in 1 unit. So I was able to send in Doc Ock and have him die. No, sorry, I sent in Shocker and had him die immediately to Nova. And then I sent in, I believe, Rhino or Vulture and had him die to the Nova Ultimate. And then there was no more battlefield effect coming from the enemy Nova. Killing the Nova from that point was super tough because he still has 3 charges. The charges persist through battles. And you couldn't control him. You needed to do enough damage to him. So there's just like a power check there. I could get through it on difficulty 9, but then when the next wave dropped in with the Gambit, the Kestrel, the Black Bolt, people, especially Korg, were just permadying instantly. So I was like, this is going to be the same as many other trials, where we act like Node 10 doesn't exist. Like for the Nova trial, we acted like Node 10 didn't exist. I believe for the Death Seed trial, we acted like that as well, or did we? I forget if we got through that one. But there was many trials where it's just like, Node 10 is a non-factor. Just pretend it doesn't exist. And that's, I believe, is going to be true here too. Now, I think if somebody has gear tier 18 nowhere, all 7 red stars, all ISO 5, they can get through that node. So I believe there is going to be just a power check for top 50 where people will be able to get that done. You throw your burn attack in, you pull the Nova Force, I believe was what it's called. You go and you kill them. And then if your team is that strong, and say your Cosmo is a healer, then you're going to be just sitting pretty and pop off, and just your Nova just starts wrecking people, just absolutely demolishing people. A 7 red star Thor and a 7 red star Nova, okay, and for the other nowhere nodes, I didn't even talk about this. Simple, easy, no problem. Like hit auto, no problem with a gear tier 17 team on difficulty 10, no problem. So a big nowhere or even a medium nowhere team is going to walk through it on difficulty 8 and lower for sure. But anyway, guys, I know there's no gameplay here, so it's kind of boring. We're going to end it here. Twitch, when the event goes live, I will be live. We'll be walking through it. We'll start with difficulty 10 right off the bat. And go from there, and then we'll start making videos, try and get my hands on that small account immediately. I think I'd like to start by getting the small account video out, and then do the guides per section. I don't know if there's gonna be much to show though. Maybe we'll just do one video. I don't know. Let me know what you guys want. Do you guys want me to break it down by section again, or do you just want one video showing difficulty 10, all the kill attempts, and just talking through it? I don't know. It seems lazy. I kind of like doing the full videos. I don't know. You guys let me know. Have yourselves a good day, and if you're watching this right as it goes live, I'll see you in 3 hours. That's it for the video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Stay happy, healthy, have fun, and I'll see you in the next one.